basic premise, when you look into the distance, past the point where you have comfortable vision and it starts to become blurry, at that point, you'll start to strain to see. Now, this strain to see at the distance is unconscious. We don't try to do it, but we can't help doing it, in other words, right? The reason it's unconscious is because our brain controls what our eyes do. And there is an unconscious strain on your mind that occurs when you try to see past your point of clarity, right? In other words, you can't consciously stop straining, and you can't consciously improve your eyesight by trying, right, to remove the blur. If you're myopic, you'll already know this. No matter how hard you try, you can't make your vision clear. So the base method of vision improvement is doing conscious tasks to induce a relaxation on the mind that will produce unconscious relaxation, right? The reason we do this is because the relaxed mind doesn't try to see, right? When your mind is relaxed, your eye will be relaxed when you try to see in the distance. So when you see in the distance, your eye will maintain its normally round shape, right? Which is what it's supposed to be, rather than the elongated shape that happens when we're looking into the distance with strain. The relaxed mind, again, will not try to see. When your mind is relaxed, you'll make no effort to see in the distance, right? Past your point of clarity currently. And once you achieve that goal, you'll be cured. How long will it take, right? That's what everybody wants to know, really. How long is this actually going to take me? And unfortunately, I can't give you an exact answer. And the reason for this is that it depends, right? It depends on how well you understand the method. It depends on how well you apply the method. It depends on how consistent you are. Think about how long it took you to go from having, normal sight to the current level of vision you have now, right? I'm pretty sure it took you years, several years, perhaps even decades. So you can't expect an overnight cure on something that took years and decades of strain, accumulative strain, right, to get to the level of vision you have now. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take as long as it took you to go from clear vision to your current level of vision. I'm not saying that's how long it's going to take to improve your vision, but you have to give it time. So give yourself time to allow the method to succeed. So you can't say, I tried the method for a couple of days and it didn't work for me. A couple of days, your vision didn't go from clear to blurry in a couple of days, right? So give yourself a chance. It's not going to get fixed overnight for most people. For 99.9% of people. Have there been people in the past that managed to get very quick results? Yes. But for the majority, that's not going to happen. It's going to take a fraction of the time that you went from clear vision to blurry vision. But again, consistency is key. So how do you succeed with this method, right? So knowledge of this method is going to be key, right? Which is why I advise you to speak with somebody who's already had some success using this method, so you can understand and avoid the common pitfalls that a lot of people fall into, right? The main pitfall that people fall into is doing the exercises and the tasks involved in the Bates method with strain, right? So you're making an effort while you're doing these tasks, which only delays your cure. So the key is to first learn what consciously straining feels like, consciously straining to see something. Once you understand what it feels like, then you can understand how to stop doing it, right? You need to learn how you're straining and why you're straining and what it feels like. Once you know these things, you can stop consciously straining, and stopping the habit of consciously straining is basically half the battle here. Once you start doing that, your eyes will naturally start to improve, along with, making a conscious effort to do the tasks daily. So, understanding all these things, you can catch yourself. Once you catch yourself consciously straining, right? So these are habits that we've picked up over the years, having bad eyesight, myopia. You could pick up bad habits along the way, basically making an effort to see, which is the opposite of how it's supposed to work, right? So, in effect, it is really simple. It's relaxation. Relaxation is how you remove the unconscious strain in the mind. Relaxation is what the eye is supposed to be doing when its vision is good. So we can't consciously improve our eyesight by making an effort, right? So we gain this relaxation by other means, and by extension, our eyes benefit as they begin to relax as we use them for distance vision. And this is how you get cured. In other words, we are using these methods to relax the mind, and this relaxation is going to remove the conscious strain to see over time. And this is how you improve. This is how you get clear vision. This is how the method works. Our eyes are controlled by the mind. Our mind controls how our eyes see, right? So the method is completely mental. It's a mental exercise we're doing. So again, I'll make a playlist. I'm going to outline each and every task. I just want to mention something that a lot of people, they want to know how I found the cure, how other people found the cure. But the thing that you need to know about this is that, remember, you can't see because you're making a strain an effort to see, right? Which is the unconscious strain in your mind. There are thousands of different ways that you can strain, right? So one person's strain is going to be different from another person's strain. Because of that, a method that one person used to improve their eyesight doesn't mean that the same method is going to work for another person. It's going to work for you, right? So it takes time to see exactly which method inside the base methods, right, are going to produce the most relaxation for you, okay? It takes time. With consistency, you'll see rapid results. Again, do not do any of these tasks with strain, okay? That's going to slow your progress significantly. Catch yourself consciously straining. Know what it feels like? Every time you feel it happening, immediately stop, right?